TV.
Tuned into Rock Solid TV, DJ Rock Solid, Emerson Kennedy. Let's get some questions out of the way. Shotgun Wedding was a idea I had made up before I actually made the album. It was going to be a concept album, and it kind of took on a different phase after we made the songs. But originally, the original idea after Shotgun Wedding was I had gotten into music relatively pretty late in comparison to other musicians. You know, if you want to do anything in music, you probably have to do it before your teens, have to start it anyways. And I started rapping and producing and writing about like 17, 18, which is crazy late for music. But once I got into music, I knew that I loved it and wanted to do it the rest of my life, so I kind of made the metaphor of meeting this person, knowing you love them, wanting to get married right away. And that was the original idea after Shotgun Wedding. But as we made the album and the songs, it became a concept album of what happens after you get married. So the ins and outs, the ups and downs of a relationship, the dichotomy between wanting to stay together and not wanting to stay together, and just the the aftermath of getting married or being in a relationship afterwards. We had a triple head monster approach to the album. Me, who produced and wrote a lot of it, and then my friend Wesley Thompson, who arguably is the best producer in Utah, my opinion, my humble opinion. He produced a lot of it as well. We just co-produced the album, and he gave me a lot of the ambient noises and did a lot of instrument selection for me, and we kind of argued back and forth about what type of sound to give it, but it's kind of a spacey, airy feel. And Jason Rodriguez from Soul Shakers, we recorded at Studio 801 the bulk of the album. He engineered and had input on the song content and delivery and things like that. So between all three of us who listen to very different music, make very different music, we kind of gave it a blender approach and put all of our ideas in the blender and pureed that, and out came Shotgun Wedding. Hopefully my album and the music I make sounds different, and I think I attribute it to this reason. In hip-hop, most hip-hop artists, I think, they tend to take inspiration from rappers they like, so if you're trying to come up and you're trying to make an album, they tend to get motivation from other hip-hop artists, and they take bits and pieces, which I'm not hating. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a great idea. If you want to be the best, look at what the best is doing and implement that in your own way. But I just didn't do that. I don't do that with my hip-hop, and I didn't do it with this album. I was raised on like country music and bluegrass and folk, and got introduced to rap really late, actually in about high school. That's probably the last genre I got introduced to. But still, when I make my hip-hop music, I take the inspirations from stuff I listened to when I was young. So I take bits and pieces from, Tom York from Radiohead, the Elton John's, Sting, and Phil Collins, Genesis stuff, and I try to put that on a hip-hop format. So I take bits and pieces of that, lyrically wise, and content, and put it in a hip-hop format. That's like asking a parent to choose who their favorite child is. But if I had to say, the one that comes to mind is track 10, which is called "Do You Still Believe?" And it's an idea I had about this husband / boyfriend, whatever, talking to their girlfriend or wife about earlier in their dating life. He had made promises to her about what he was going to become, what they were going to accomplish together as a couple, and how good their life was going to be. And as time passed and things went on, he didn't actually get those things accomplished, and they didn't together grow. And so he's having a conversation with her and asking her if she still believes in him, if she still believes in their relationship, and he kind of feels that she's mentally checked out, which I think everyone who's in a relationship can align with, because you have made promises to a loved one or someone, and you're always afraid of failing. And that song kind of strikes a chord with me personally, because I've always had the fear of failure. The city, my part anyways, my friend Wes, again, made the beat for the city, and we were just kind of listening to it. And usually we write the song first and then put the beat in afterwards, but this one I liked the beat so much I started writing it in my head, and I kind of just made up a random chorus to it. I know every artist has their "If the World Was Mine" song, and that kind of was my motivation for it. Just instead of the world, I made my alternate universe a city. My friend KJ, who we met through Wes, actually, who I met through Wes, came in and sang on it and took the song to a complete different level. And after I heard his chorus, I had to rewrite my verses to it. Another thing about this city is that it tends to be everyone's favorite song. So whoever I show the album, probably because it's the most radio friendly, it's got a catchy tune to it. And that's attributed to KJ's melody that he makes up in the song, in the chorus, and in the bridge. So I'll let KJ talk about the song for you as well.
The city was like a work in progress, like week by week type thing, for me at least. Our buddy Wes Thompson, he shot me the beat a couple weeks early, and I sat on it for a while, didn't know what to do with it. I came back in the studio to drop another song of mine, and they were like, hey, this is what Emerson dropped, let's see if you could do anything to it. And I sat there, listened to it for a couple, and I looked, I was like, hey, just throw me in the booth, I think I got something, and that's how it came out. Like, plain and simple, that's what it was. I dropped the verse, I just wrote it in there. I took a different approach. He was writing more about how the city, is like his love, and I kind of took it to more as like, the city wouldn't be the city without you in my life, referring to somebody that obviously you care about. So that's how that came about.
Now that the album's done, it's on iTunes now. The Shotgun Wedding album's on iTunes now. Now that the album's done, we went right back into the studio. My engineer, Jason Rodriguez, is a little bit busy, so we're messing with another engineer his name is Kevin Corkery, out of Taylorsville, Utah. That's just amazingly talented. Just does everything he wants to in terms of music. Just plays drums, piano, violin, sings harmonies, and engineers it as well. Just the Swiss Army knife when it comes to the studio, and he's taken our sound to another level. It's still got the ambient noises and weird synths you don't hear everywhere, but he kind of mixes in the live instrumentation and a more creative style of mixing and engineering. Other than that, we have shows lined up. Me, Dean Risco, and KJ, my friend KJ. We all make kind of different music, and we're all trying to make a mixtape album together, and hopefully that works. It's a lot of different facets of music combined into one. So have a couple shows lined up. We have Devin the Dude at Urban Lounge on May 9th, I believe that is, opening for him. So you get to see all of us there, all of our different styles of music that we do and stuff we've made together. And then me and KJ have KRS-One, actually. We're opening up for KRS-One in Venice Beach, California, on May 20th. So we're pretty pumped about that. So and after the shows, we have a couple other things planned. We're thinking about going on a tour. We don't know the cities yet. It's really rough progress now. I don't handle all the responsibilities. KJ's the brains of the operation, so I'll let him talk about what he's got planned and what's on deck for us.
Well, I did a lot of touring with my other bands. I used to actually play rock, and I just alternated to more of this hip-hop club vibe. So I'm really new to it, and I'm new to booking. But I'm trying to book me and Emerson a tour in various cities around the nation, and hopefully some of Canada. Hopefully we can be out for a good 20, 25 days. A bunch of local shows in between, keep people happy here, but mainly just get out, get it done.
I thank everybody that was, involved in the album, the Shotgun Wedding album. Once I finished, it was a complete relief. So thank everybody that participated in that. DJ Rock Solid, of course, who I recorded the first song here. I don't know if he remembers, he records like 80 songs a day, but I recorded the first song off the album here in this studio. And then everyone that was on the album, Stacy Betts, who's a crazy singer that I have on the album, Nevaeh, another singer, Lacey from Soul Shakers, KJ, who else do I have on the album? Calhoun from Smash Brothers, who was the only rapper on the album. Thank you guys. Emerson Kennedy, I'm going to sign off. Album's on iTunes now. It's going to be in Graywell next month. Shotgun Wedding. Maybe not the best album you ever hear. Definitely not the worst. It's unique though. It's a great listen. So catch me on anything. MySpace.com, The Kid Kennedy. Facebook, www.facebook.com, Emerson Kennedy Music. And that's it. I don't have a Twitter. Do I have a Twitter, Rock Solid? He doesn't know. I don't know. I'm out of here, man.
Rock Solid TV.